Imagine a world without the concept of democracy, without formal logic or even the basics of biology. Hard, isn't it? But there was a time before these concepts existed, until a man named Aristotle came along. Born in 384 BCE in the town of Stagira, Macedonia, Aristotle was immersed in an environment of knowledge from an early age. His father, Nicomachus, served as the personal physician to King Amyntas of Macedonia, providing a young Aristotle with a privileged education. At the ripe age of 17, Aristotle made a significant move to Athens, the intellectual hub of the ancient world. Here he joined Plato's academy, one of the greatest educational institutions of the time. Under Plato's mentorship, Aristotle delved into a wide array of disciplines, from physics to poetry, stirring in him a deep fascination for philosophy. The seed of philosophy had been planted in Aristotle, and it was about to grow into a tree of knowledge that would change the world. Aristotle was not just a philosopher, he was a metaphysician. He delved deep into the nature of being and existence. His metaphysical musings led him to a profound understanding of the universe, and at the heart of his metaphysics lies the concept of substance. Aristotle believed that everything in existence, from the smallest grain of sand to the largest celestial body, is composed of substances. But what are these substances? In Aristotle's view, they are unique combinations of form and matter. The form represents the essential characteristics or properties that define an object. It's the whatness of a thing, the qualities that make a rose or a tree a tree. On the other hand, matter is the underlying material that gives an object substance. It's the raw material that forms take, giving rise to the diverse entities that populate our world. So, according to Aristotle, the world as we know it is nothing but a complex amalgamation of form and matter. Ever heard of the term logical reasoning? Well, you have Aristotle to thank for that. Aristotle, often hailed as the father of logic, made significant strides in the field, fundamentally changing how we think and reason. His most prominent contribution is the system of deductive reasoning known as syllogism. A syllogism is a form of logical argument where a conclusion is drawn from two given or assumed propositions, each of which shares a term with the conclusion. For example, if we know that all men are mortal and Socrates is a man, we can logically deduce that Socrates is mortal. This may seem elementary to us now, but in Aristotle's time, this was a groundbreaking concept that laid the foundation for formal logic and reasoning. Aristotle's work in logic didn't stop at syllogisms. He also developed the square of opposition, a diagram representing the logical relations among certain propositions, further expanding our understanding of logical reasoning. Aristotle's logic is still taught in schools today, a testament to his enduring influence. Aristotle didn't just philosophize about the universe, he philosophized about us, the humans, and how we should live and govern. Diving into Aristotle's ethical philosophy, we find the concept of virtue, ethics at its core. Aristotle believed that the ultimate goal of human life is eudaimonia, a Greek term often translated as happiness or flourishing. But eudaimonia is not just a fleeting feeling of joy. It's about living well and reaching the highest form of good. To achieve eudaimonia, Aristotle proposed the cultivation of virtues such as courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom. Virtue for Aristotle is not a natural trait, but something we develop through habituation. It's about finding the golden mean, the balance between excess and deficiency. For instance, courage lies between recklessness and cowardice. It's about acting rightly, in the right amount, at the right time, and for the right reason. But Aristotle's philosophy didn't stop at individual ethics. He extended his thoughts to the realm of politics. In his seminal work, Politics, Aristotle explored the nature of government and the ideal state. He categorized different forms of government, including monarchy, aristocracy, and democracy, each with their strengths and weaknesses. Aristotle believed that no form of government is perfect. Monarchies could turn into tyrannies, aristocracies into oligarchies, and democracies into chaotic rule of the masses. Yet, he didn't despair. Instead, he proposed a balanced form of government, which he called polity. In polity, Aristotle envisioned a state where the best elements of democracy and oligarchy are combined. It's a place where the many govern, but with checks and balances to avoid the pitfalls of pure democracy. Aristotle's political philosophy is a testament to his belief in moderation and balance, principles that also underpin his virtue ethics. His vision of an ideal state where the pursuit of eudaimonia is possible for all citizens reflects his understanding of the interconnectedness of ethics and politics. Aristotle's vision of an ideal state is still a subject of discussion in political debates today. Aristotle was a man of many talents. Apart from philosophy, he also made significant contributions to biology. Aristotle's approach to biology was as meticulous as his approach to philosophy. He was a keen observer of the natural world, a trait that led him to pioneer the scientific study of life. His work began with a simple yet profound act: observation. Nature, in all its complex beauty, was his laboratory. He examined the flora and fauna around him, studying their characteristics, behavior, and the environments they inhabited. This marked the birth of empirical biology. His observations and classifications of plants and animals were groundbreaking at the time. Aristotle developed what can be considered the first system of biological taxonomy, grouping similar organisms together. He classified animals into two broad categories, those with red blood and those without, a primitive precursor to our modern distinction between vertebrates and invertebrates. But Aristotle wasn't content with mere classification. He sought to understand the underlying principles of life. He pondered questions of reproduction, growth, and decay, striving to uncover the patterns and processes that govern the natural world. His work in embryology, in particular, showcased his commitment to detailed observation and logical reasoning. His influence in this field was not confined to his time. Aristotle's biological writings shaped the scientific study of life for centuries. His observations and methods were adopted, refined, and expanded upon by naturalists and scientists throughout the ages. His legacy in biology is still evident today as we continue to classify organisms and seek to understand the processes that drive life. But Aristotle's contributions didn't stop at biology. His work touched upon a wide array of disciplines, from metaphysics to politics, from ethics to logic, and in each one, he left his mark, a testament to his intellectual prowess and insatiable curiosity. From metaphysics to biology, Aristotle's impact on Western thought is undeniable. His ideas continue to shape our understanding of the world, making him one of the greatest thinkers in history.